how do you drop the hardest line I've heard in all of like cinema in a Spy Kids movie? And why was it dropped by Steve Buscemi?
Which one? What is it?
Do you think? I'm not gonna be able to quote a word for it, but it's like, do you think God stays in heaven because he fears to what he created?
Oh my God, that does go hard.
And it's from a Spy Kids movie.
Steve Buscemi?
And it's Steve Buscemi.
All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Random Banter Podcast. This is episode 74, and today I have with me a person who hasn't been on here yet. Yeah. It's my friend Josh, everybody.
Hi.
Hey, guys. We're currently recording this in Josh's apartment. He's got a lovely little bookshelf behind him with tons of stuff on it. You can really hear my cord right now, so I'm going to move that over a little bit. But yeah, Josh, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. It's absolutely pouring outside. So if I look like I'm drenched right now, it's because I am. Like, I'm soaking wet right now. Also, hi to Spotify people. I know we haven't acknowledged you yet, but hello. But yeah, so Josh, what'd you get up to today?
Not much.
Fair.
We just introduced a cat into our family, as you're aware, but
I am.
Your listeners obviously are not.
Talk about it.
Yeah, just me and my girlfriend, Caitlin. You know, we thought an ESA was, the right fit for us. Just, especially at this point in our relationship, we're celebrating our 2-year anniversary today. She just unfortunately can't be here. Had a family emergency back home.
It's all good.
Yeah, we just thought it was the right fit for us. She fell in love with this kitten at PetSmart Parker, and it took me a while for me to grow on him, but you saw it yourself. You were actually there when you saw that I was sold on him on Friday.
It's very nice.
Yeah, we've been working on introducing him into the family, so I woke up early for that. He's very chill for a kitten. He's just been sitting around in my office doing nothing.
Has he just been loafing?
He's just been loafing. He's just been hitting some really hard loafs in my bookshelf.
Fair.
So... didn't really do much today. A little bit of Call of Duty Black Ops. This is my first time playing Call of Duty since freshman year,
nice.
And it's been honestly a lot of fun.
So, on the topic of pets, before we get into Call of Duty, which I would love to know more about, because I've never played a Call of Duty game.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta change that.
But when it comes to pets, what kind of pets have you had, like, throughout your entire life? Because mine is not many.
Mine is not many either. Where I've lived in the past, just being in more rural areas, stray, like outdoor cats are common. And they're not really, you don't really become your cats. You just like feed like cats that come through, you give them names and they're pretty sweet to you. But, they've been outdoor cats for, however long. So they're not, they're where they want to be. Yeah. And I've called them my pets in the past because it's just nice to have
it's just nice to have
little animal buddy.
Oh yeah,
going through,
little companion.
Never had an actual pet before, so this was a really big undertaking. I was pretty anxious about it. I think that's what took me so long to commit to it. But I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, I mean, I've mainly had like with pets. I've mainly had like fish and plants. I had a frog at one point.
Ooh.
Well, there was the frog. I might be remembering this wrong, but this is what I'm going to say. It is the frog was killed by one of the fish. Like the fish, they were both in the same tank because we got all of them at like a fair or something like that. We won like 3 fish and a frog or something like that, and we named them after the penguins of Madagascar. And the frog's name was Private, and I remember Private was. He was hopping around, he was swimming around underwater, and he was below a rock, and one of the fish, I'm going to just say it was like Kowalski or something like that, nudges one of the rocks above him, and it falls over and freaking squashes the frog and kills it. There was another fish that I had where they were like these little tiny fish. They were called like glowfish, where if you put like a black light on them, they glowed. But he was like, I got home from school one day and he was just like out of the tank. Like he committed suicide. He jumped out of the tank. The fish like ended it all. Like he was just done.
I hear so many stories about like fish and also like other like caged animals like that, like hamsters and gerbils, just doing the like craziest things whenever people just go away.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how they pull it off.
Some hamsters, I don't understand. Hamsters are one of the things that I don't understand how it has overcome the trials of evolution. Like, How did a hamster survive like the Jurassic period? Like there's freaking 17-foot lizards with teeth, like sharp fangs walking around everywhere, and you've got this like tennis ball of a hamster that can run at probably like 5 miles an hour.
It gives me $1 million idea for Hollywood hopefuls out there. Reboot the G-Force movie franchise. Set it in the Jurassic period.
Dude, I mean, weren't hamsters, but still, guinea pigs. I think they were. That's why it was called G-Force. I also watched that movie when I was little. I loved that movie.
It's like a fever dream thinking about it.
Oh my god!
It's like the most late 2000s movie I can think of.
Like, what was like the whole premise? Did they go undercover as guinea pigs, like normal pets? Was that the thing?
There was like the only thing I remember is there was like a mech suit.
I remember that. Yeah, there was a big, because it was the mole. Because they were like,
yeah, there was the mole.
They were like, the mole was the mole
because everything had to have like robots in it.
That's
like the early 2010s.
Yeah, it was like a transform.
Yeah, just Transformers.
But yeah, I remember like the it was like from under the ground. He had a big robot. I don't remember anything else about that. You know, I'm gonna do a little look up about that because I remember the freaking, they made the one guinea pig hot. I don't even remember who was in that movie because like didn't they give her like curves or something like that? Like
I don't know. I think
why would you give a guinea pig? Because
I don't remember who was in it.
There was the main guinea pig, the female guinea pig, and then like
there's like a nerdy one, right?
Was there a nerdy one?
I feel like there was a nerdy one. I want to say that one of the live action actors was like a notable Hispanic actor, like
Oh, I feel like
I don't want to say
Danny Trejo was in that movie.
Yeah, Danny Trejo.
I feel like he was in that movie. I'm sorry, I keep hitting my freaking I keep hitting my microphone on the table. I feel like was Danny Trejo? I'm looking up the cast right now. Was Danny Trejo not in this movie? Nope, that is not the movie I'm looking for. I just typed in Force and I got the movie Power Book 4. Force. That's not what I want. I wanted G-Force, Google.
G-Force.
Nicolas Cage was in that movie?
Nicolas Cage was in that movie.
What was
Jon
he?
Favreau.
Wait, this makes more...
Okay,
Steve Buscemi?
Okay, Steve Buscemi's actually kind of... Oh, D. Bradley Baker voiced one of them, I think.
Jon Favreau was in this movie? Dude, this cast is stacked.
What? Will Arnett...
I don't even remember some of these people. Mooch? Which one was that? Was that The Fly?
Was it?
I think that was The Fly.
D. Bradley Baker's voice.
D. Bradley Baker was crazy. Okay, so yeah, freaking...
Was that Kevin Bacon, or is that like
Did Nicolas Cage voice the main character? Zach Galifianakis was in this too.
Zach Galifianakis makes that makes sense.
A lot of sense. And then Max Favreau, Mouse Number 2.
Mouse Number 2.
Tracy Morgan, yeah. Oh my god.
Where did I get there being a Hispanic actor in there from?
I swear Danny Trejo was in this movie. Was he not?
Is that because we're confusing it with like those other like 2000 like stereotypical 2000s movies? Because it feels like Danny Trejo was in like all of those.
I don't know. I don't reckon.
Like he was in Spy Kids, wasn't he?
I don't reckon. Yeah, he was. Dude, the Spy. I think we talked about this a couple days ago, but the stacked cast from Spy Kids was insane.
How do you drop the hardest line I've heard in all of like cinema in a Spy Kids movie, and why was it dropped by Steve Buscemi?
Which one? What is it?
Do you think? I'm not gonna be able to quote a word for it, but it's like, do you think God stays in heaven because he fears to what he created?
Oh my god, that does go hard.
And it's from a Spy Kids movie.
Steve Buscemi.
And it's Steve Buscemi. It's like, what is
that when they're on the island? Like the second one?
He was like in a laboratory, I think.
That was probably the second one.
I think it was, yeah, it was the second one.
Because I know the first one, I really remember the third one well. I do not remember the second one or the first. I know the first one, they went to like it was like a TV show and there were little like thumb people.
Thumb people?
Weren't there thumb people?
I think so.
Isn't that a thing? What
was going on in these like 2000s writers room, like 2000, like I think 2000 like 2 to 20 like 13, I'm gonna say, like what was going on in some of those writer rooms?
Okay, I'm gonna read you I looked up Spy Kids plot and I got a film synopsis on Google. Here we go. We gotta get like a really intense like voice going on, like
get like the Halo announcer to do it.
Kill NATO. I'm going to do that voice. Hold on. Two young kids become spies in an attempt to save their parents, who are ex-spies from an evil mastermind. Armed with a bag of high-tech gadgets and out-of-this-world transportation, Carmen and Junie will bravely jet through the air, dive under the seas, and crisscross the globe in a series of thrilling adventures on a mission to save their parents, and maybe even the world. How did that solve any of the plot? Like, that's the most, like, here's the plot without telling you the plot thing.
That sounds like it came out of ChatGPT.
It really did.
Which
did not exist back then.
No, it did not.
Dude, this poster, I'm going to put a picture of this poster on screen. This poster goes so incredibly
Is that
hard.
Mr. Bean?
I don't know. It's
Rowan Atkinson?
I don't know if that's
Johnny
Rowan
English himself?
I don't know if that's Rowan Atkinson or not. If it's just
That looks like Rowan Atkinson.
It does kind of look like it. Dude, did you see the fourth one?
There was a fourth one?
Yeah, All the Time in the World with Ricky Gervais' dog. Wait, this is the same poster. All of their posters are the same. Wait, hold on.
It's like Marvel movies. They just rehash the same thing.
Yeah, Spy Kids All the Time in the World. That's the one. Did you watch that one? Because there's the first, second, third, fourth, and then they rebooted it for a fifth one, which I have not seen.
Directed by Robert Rodriguez. Written by Robert Rodriguez. Produced by Robert Rodriguez. I think this is a Robert Rodriguez passion project right here.
Yeah, I mean...
Jessica Alba, Ricky Gervais.
Yeah, Robert Rodriguez, did a lot of this. But I remember the fourth one, there's an evil dude named TikTok. Do you remember that? Do you know what I'm
I do know.
There's an evil dude named TikTok, and his voice sounds like... it's kind of like this. And I'm like... I wouldn't be able to... I could probably change my voice to sound like it.
Joel McHale, the guy from Community, Jeff Winger?
Yeah, I think
what?
he's I don't remember who he is.
Who
but
hasn't been in Spy Kids at this point?
That's where everyone started. I think
everyone's started.
I think because the stupid villain reveal in the fourth one was dumb because it was I think he was called the Timekeeper, and he was stealing time from the world, so their days were going faster, which doesn't make any sense.
Just making the Earth
yeah, he was
go faster, I guess.
He was soon you'll run out of time, or I don't know. He said some really dumb line.
Your time's up.
Yeah, that's probably it. And I think TikTok says he says TikTok, you're on the clock or something, some dumb stuff like that. But I know that the mom is no one ever notices time until it's gone. That's it. That's what I was thinking of.
How is that? I feel like if it was corny, at least it would hit with the kids. But that just doesn't even
Yeah.
No. That just
yeah.
doesn't work.
And then they did the stupid kid trope where the timekeeper is really spoilers. Everyone, the timekeeper is really he's really the head of the spy network with the kids. I don't know. I think it's called the OSS or something like that. I hate that I know so much about this, but
Spy Kids lore breakdown.
But the timekeeper is the head president of the OSS, and his name. I'm looking this up right now. His name is Danger DMO, which is an anagram that spells Armageddon. And the way they found out that he was the timekeeper was because he had, I think, 4 or 5 watches on his hands. And then the kid's you're the timekeeper.
That reminds me of the TV show. I think is it The Batman, wherever Dracula somehow ends up at Wayne Manor for a party, and he says he introduces himself as Dracula backwards. And the big reveal is just Bruce just goes into
Arcalab. Arcalad. I don't know. Archalakid. I don't know.
Alucard.
Alucard. Okay.
And the whole reveal is just Bruce just writes on a dinner plate and holds it up to the mirror. His name.
That reminds me. What are some of the worst movie reveals you've ever seen? Because I know one of them, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2. Did you watch that?
I did not. I already know my answer to your question.
It was it's this corporation called Live Corp, and then at the end they're wait, maybe they're not really good. And then they flip it around and it spells evil.
I feel like Bill Hader wrote that himself.
Probably. I always forget that he was friggin' Flint Lockwood.
Bill Hader's so talented, man.
What? There's funny enough, another one that I can think of, another Robert Rodriguez. I think it's called like We Can Be Heroes. It's the Netflix like reboot of Shark Boy and Lava Girl, or no, sequel to Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
The president in that, again, it's the president. He's like an evil alien, and I don't remember his name, but I know that if you flip it around backwards, it spells.
Oh no!
It spells I am an alien. I don't know what it is.
Not even just alien, just I am an alien.
Yes.
Could you imagine like being in like the alien hospital and being like he's being born and asking the mom and dad like, what are you gonna name him?
Yeah, his name is Neil Anami, which spelled backwards is I'm an alien. Neil Anami, which is I'm an alien spelled backwards. Anyway, continue on like bad movie reveals.
Okay, so there's this one. My parents, when I was in high school, made me watch like for like family night that week or whatever. Watch this Nicolas Cage movie where like he was able to predict the future, but only like 2 minutes ahead of him, and the whole movie happens.
So freaking Final Destination.
And the whole movie happens, and like he's predicting everything that's happening, and the government's trying to get a hold of him to like foil this like plot, which the plot ends up at the end like the evil people have like an atomic bomb or something that ends up going.
Of course they do.
And in the end, it goes off, right?
Oh.
No. We cut back to basically the halfway point of the movie. Somehow Nicolas Cage channeled all his power to not see 2 minutes into the future. He saw the entire thing, and he's like, okay, maybe I should actually start working for the government now than in the final act. And then it just cuts away from him like walking away from this girl that he fell in love with during the story, like walking away from like the hotel room they were staying in, and then it's like cuts to the credits.
That's stupid.
I hated it so much because
that's so dumb.
It was so dumb because like the whole point of the movie is he could only see like 2 minutes into the future, and seeing anything further, like even by just a couple seconds, like wore him out or something like that.
And then he just kind of like, it was a vision the whole time.
Yeah, basically, it was all a dream.
I also really hated. I mean, kind of a given. Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, when they were like, somehow Palpatine returned. Ooh, and then just kind of left it at that. I mean, that wasn't really a reveal, but like, I mean, it kind of came out of nowhere.
I will say, whenever that trailer came out, the first trailer where it was like, oh, what's this movie going to be about? And it just cuts to black and you hear his laugh. That was sick.
I got that.
That was so sick.
I remember watching. I remember exactly where I was. I was in geology class in freshman year of high school, and hearing that like, hey, I went nuts. But yeah, I can't really think of any other like bad reveals off of the top of my head from any movies. I mean, yeah, really just those like stupid. It was all a dream. Ooh, or like it's just his name's an anagram for the actual bad guy's name. What?
Alucard. Neil.
Alucard. What was it again? It's Neil Anami, which is I'm an alien. And they kind of put it together, and they're all like, "What? How could we have seen this? How couldn't we have seen this coming?" And
wait,
I'm like,
and this isn't the first anagram in their like. Is this the first anagram in their universe?
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like this has to have been rehashed because, like, what else can you do for like a kids movie? Like that?
Well, how many times in a kids movie can you say evasive maneuvers?
What?
Do you not know that stupid trope? Like
No.
like a lot of the time in kids movies, whenever they're like driving in a car or flying in a plane or something like that, and the bad guys are like behind them, they'll go quick. Do evasive maneuvers or something like that, and it's like activate evasive maneuvers or something like that.
Dude, they do that in The Empire Strikes Back, and Family Guy made fun of it so well because they're like, "Oh my goodness, they're veering slightly to the left." And they're like, "We can't follow them."
No, yeah, it's like, oh god, they're going through an asteroid field that's actually really far apart. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, that's such a dumb trope. Again, that was a something in the fourth Spy Kids, which I hate with a passion. I like the other Spy Kids, but I hate the fourth one. And then when you were in the theater, I'm still ranting about this. When you were in the theaters, when you were in the theaters for Spy Kids 4, they gave you this thing called a scratch and sniff aromascope, which like when you were watching the movie, it was like a list of 1 through 10. And if you were watching the movie, there's normally like a scene where most of the time it was like a fart, or if it was like puke or something like that, the number like 1 would flash on the screen, and you scratch the little thing and you smell it, and it's like, oh, it smells like fart, or oh, it smells like barf. Like, God.
Well, some theaters do that with like the aromas now. I know like theme park rides do that.
Yeah, with like the 5D experience. Well, they called it. I think they called it like. I think the full thing. Yeah, here I'll read you the whole thing. So it's Spy Kids 4 all the time in the world in 4D with aromascope.
With aromascope.
It's like, all right.
Please tell me that's in the title on Letterboxd too.
I don't know,
with
man.
aromascope.
Oh wait, maybe Spy Kids Armageddon. Maybe that's the one from. Maybe that's the new one. I don't know the name of the president. Then I know his name's Danger Diemo. I don't know what it. I don't know what it spells to be. Danger but Diemo. Anyway, what were some other fun movies that you watched as a kid? I know you're a big SpongeBob dude. That's not really,
SpongeBob movie.
That's not really
SpongeBob movies.
Yeah,
fantastic. I mean, that's funny. Just talking about
I haven't seen a lot of them, but could we rank them? Not rank them.
The SpongeBob movies.
Could we just talk about which? Because I know the first one's like fantastic.
I actually have not seen. I've seen parts of Sponge Out of Water. The third one I was going to see in theaters, and then COVID happened.
Which one was the third one? Was that the one with the weird animation style?
Yeah, that was the one where they went to literally Atlantic City, and they like got like they had like a gambling addiction. They were trying to like capture the magic of the casino scene from Percy Jackson. I guess
I actually saw the entirety of Sponge Out of Water, and I don't know why, but I remember watching that movie when I was a kid and being like, that ice cream looks so delicious.
Or was it cotton candy?
Was it cotton candy? It might have been.
It was cotton candy.
It might have been cotton candy.
I remember that because it was like the big part of the trailer.
Yeah, it was like the cotton candy looks so delicious. I don't know why. But yeah, that was pretty good. I mean, they were obviously like playing into the whole like superhero fad that was going around.
Yeah, because that was when Marvel was in.
That was when Marvel was on
its 2 or 3
at its heyday.
Yeah, phase 2 or 3. I remember I think I played through the entirety of the video game tie-in to that, but I never saw it. Weirdly enough, because the SpongeBob video games, especially around like the time the SpongeBob movie came out, genuinely some of the best like licensed video games ever. Some of the best third platform games ever. Like one of my favorite games of all time is
Battle for Bikini Bottom.
Yes, exactly, Battle for Bikini Bottom.
That's the only one I know.
It is fantastic. Genuinely one of the best third platformers and licensed games I've ever played. It has great references. They remastered it recently. That was actually the first game I ever 100%ed was the remastered version.
Okay.
And then the remaster was so successful, they made a spin-off game called The Cosmic Shake, which was, I think, really a return to form for SpongeBob licensed games. It was so much fun to play.
Fair. Yeah. Well, speaking of video games, like kids' video games, not even kids. It's classic video games.
Classic video games.
Lego video games.
Oh.
Which ones did you play the most? Because I know we have been, for those of you who don't know, which is probably most of you, Josh and I have been slowly replaying through the first Lego Batman game on the Wii.
No, we're playing the mainline console version now.
Oh yeah, sorry, the mainline console
like Xbox
version.
360, PS3.
Yeah.
Even I think PlayStation 2 and original Xbox I actually had it too.
But that game is great.
Absolutely.
Lego Star Wars, great.
All of them.
Did you play Lego Star Wars 3? Like the Clone Wars one?
I played that one. I think it was on the PSP of all things.
Oh my gosh!
I played that on the PSP.
I played them all on the Wii. Lego Marvel Superheroes.
Marvel Superheroes 1. I remember playing.
That one honestly was one of my favorites.
Well, it feels like the Marvel counterpart to Lego Batman 2. Honestly,
true
is why I think I liked it so much.
Oh yeah, Lego Batman 2 was like. That's where you had the whole city.
That was the first open world game I've ever played, and it blew my 10. See, I think it came out in 2013. So little 10-year-old Josh's mind was blown by the idea of an open world video game.
I think my first. I hope you're not driving, people listening to this. I just made you yawn. I hope you can feel your skin. I hope that
you can feel your toes touching together now.
Your tongue it's in your mouth. Just think your bones are wet all the time. Anyway, I think my first open world was Lego Marvel. I remember playing that at my cousin's house and being like, "Oh my god, it's the entirety of New York City."
Yeah.
Like, yeah, just the sheer amount of, because I only had Lego Star Wars to that point. It was condensed to the Cantina.
Right, hub world stuff. Like that's what I was used to. Like those SpongeBob games I was talking about, like Battle for Bikini Bottom. That's hub world.
Hub world. But yeah, I'd have to replay Lego Batman 2 to remind myself of it, because I know that I played it, because that's the one where it ends with fighting Joker and a massive robot.
Yeah, and you have to call in like
Superman.
Yeah, and then it's like,
Woman.
oh yeah, the Justice League exists.
Yeah.
And then you call in like,
is it Plastic Man in that?
I think he might be. I think he is as a character, but he's not called in as a member of the League. It's Cyborg, Wonder Woman, Aquaman,
Just like the
Superman, and then Martian Manhunter's in like the spaceship or whatever.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you could like use airstrikes on the Joker or whatever.
Oh, right. Yeah, I do remember that. And then Lego Batman 3. I remember that one a lot because you could go to the different lantern planets.
Mm-hmm.
That one was fun. I enjoyed that one. The green planet was the best.
I only played, so I got all of the Lego Batman games and all of the the 3 main Arkham games for free on Epic Games, like during the pandemic.
Nice.
So I played Lego Batman 3 then, but I only played the DLC that came with it because I'm a massive Batman guy. Because the DLC that came with it was like a bonus, like the Dark Knight mission with like Ledger's Joker, and then there was one with like West Batman and stuff like that. I played those, and they were a lot of fun. I played the first level because Killer Croc was the main villain, and he's one of my favorite Batman villains.
Yeah.
I didn't get any further though because I was.
Who is your favorite Batman villain?
Oh, that's a good one. So
I know mine.
I gotta. I'm trying to make a list in my head now because there's a couple I think are underrated, like Killer Croc and Clayface, which make my list. But I'm gonna just because I think the okay, I got it down to 2. How about you give me? I'll give you one of mine, then we'll go to yours. Come back to mine.
Okay, all right. Are we doing top? You want to do top 2?
We could do top.
Because I could give a top 2.
Oh, absolutely.
Mine are pretty generic. Well,
I mean, mine are mainline villains.
yeah, mine are mainline. Okay, so I'd say my number 2 probably the Riddler.
Is there a specific version of the Riddler that comes to mind?
Jim Carrey's.
Oh, that's
riddle me this. like I don't know why. I just just a deranged man. He's just goofy. He's just like a man who's just in a costume, and he's just like, riddle me this, and he does nothing else. Like it cracks me up. Him and Condiment King probably too. I love Condiment King. He just just with a ketchup.
I love how
anyway.
he's gotten so much love lately between like James Gunn, I think referencing him in the Suicide Squad, the Harley Quinn TV series,
Lego Batman movie. Yeah. Okay, what about you? What's your number 2?
Number 2, okay, now I got to think of which ones. I'm going to say number 2 because it's really hard. It's really weird to categorize him as a villain whenever you think about his motives. So that's the only reason I'm putting him at number 2, not number 1, because it's weird saying he's a villain. Obviously, he does illegal stuff, but like you think about his motive, and you're like, yeah, I do the same thing.
I'm curious if your number 2 might be my number 1.
Who do you think my number 2 is going to be?
Is it Mr. Freeze?
Yes, it is.
That's
Mr.
my number
Freeze.
1. Yeah, yeah.
Because it's like he just wants to
he wants to save his wife.
He just wants to save his wife, but like the university he worked for, or whatever, cut his research.
Yeah, they screwed him over, and he's just doing any means necessary to save his wife. And I'm like, I don't see him.
He's gonna get out of the game like as soon as like he gets his money. He's not in it to like hurt Batman.
Yeah.
He doesn't care for the other villains. He just in it for the love of his wife, and then he's gonna get out.
Hasta la frista.
What killed the dinosaurs?
The Ice Age. Yeah, I don't know. I think he's really cool. Like just his concept too, where like he can't come out of his like little containment thing. Mm-hmm. And he's just trying to save his wife.
He was also so much fun to play with in Lego Batman.
Yeah, him and funny enough, not pun intended, but he and Two-Face were a toss-up for me.
Two-Face was my number 1.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude.
Yes.
Two-Face is
absolutely my number 1.
Two-Face is
still
cool.
Recording because the...
Oh.
Ooh.
Well, I would assume so. That'd be really funny if the camera cut out. Yeah, okay, sorry, the camera cut out, everybody. We'll just pray that I left the little viewfinder down, so we'll just, we're not going to go too much longer, but yeah.
No.
Yeah, well, good catch on that. I don't know when it cut out, but I'll keep the audio. I
think as soon as we mentioned Two-Face, I think it might have cut out.
The ghost of Harvey Dent. But yeah, Two-Face is sick. Mr. Freeze is sick. Riddler is awesome.
I love the, actual versions of Two-Face, Aaron Eckhart that played him in the Dark Knight, right?
I don't know.
I think that was his name.
Maybe.
So he did a really cool villain, but it was like he didn't play into the two personalities very well.
Yeah, he was just kind of like a disfigured guy.
Like, even though Tommy Lee Jones like couldn't care less about that role, and he was just really goofy, at least he kind of played into the two personalities. You could tell when they switched back and forth.
Because Two-Face is more like I don't know if he's based on Jekyll and Hyde, but it's very
split personality disorder, I believe.
Yeah. Well, because it's kind of like if like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde like merged.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I wish he would have done more of that, but I kind of understand where because they wanted they kind of wanted to make it more like he's just like, I don't know,
grounded, and like he didn't really
more human.
He didn't
almost.
show like
Not that split
he didn't really even show like
disorders.
split personality like whenever he was just just Harvey. It was just at the end, like his wife got kidnapped, so he got mad, so that means he has two sides to him. It's like dude, his wife got kidnapped, of course he was gonna and killed. Like, of course he's gonna be mad.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah. That's. I never get to talk about DC on here. It's very fun. Yeah, I'm glad we have the same views on Batman villains.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So we're gonna hop into a different segment real quick here. It's called Random Records. We just talked about music.
Oh,
So, and I know
it's my time to shine.
you're a big old music guy.
Absolutely.
We went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It was awesome.
That was one of the best experiences of my life.
It was great. Fantastic. I had already been there before, but going there again was very nice.
Oh, it was so nice. Especially for me, because my favorite band of all time, Rage Against the Machine, had just been inducted, so they had their own exhibit, and all their merch had Rage on it, so I got like a shirt and a sticker for it.
That's cool. Is that the one we played the song?
Yes, we played their two most famous songs, Killing in the Name, which is I don't know if it's the lead single, but it's a single off their debut album, and then Bulls on Parade, which is another single off their second album.
Yeah.
Two of the most popular protest songs of any genre ever.
And playing those in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I didn't really know them very well at the time, but still playing those songs in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was awesome.
Oh, absolutely. It was just such a surreal experience because
for those of you who don't know, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has a jam floor where you can just pick up any instrument and start playing it. So that's what Josh and I did, and we played Rage Against the Machine and attempted Michael Jackson songs. Ask me about that outside of the podcast.
Yeah, we did Green Day, Bon Jovi, and Michael Jackson. And the Green Day cover was again, ask him about that outside of the podcast.
Us, yeah. I cannot tell.
The Green Day cover was fantastic.
I cannot tell the story of anything outside of. So was the Bon Jovi. The Bon Jovi one was good.
Yeah, the Bon Jovi one was
we had a guest singer.
Yeah, it was really cool because anyone could just come in and just be like, "Hey, I do this instrument." Like mine's guitar.
Yeah. Anyone could come up. If you're a good singer, if you're a really bad singer,
if you're like me and you make a couple goofs on guitar, because you have that was what made it. I was saying about being surreal earlier. That's what was really cool for me is the only time I've ever played in front of people is my family, and then I played an open mic night in my dorm my freshman year.
Yeah,
and it went so badly. So I was it was almost like I was looking for redemption and being able to play some of my favorite music to
I'd say you redeemed yourself.
Oh, dude, there was a crowd of people. It was so cool.
It was very cool. But yeah, what kind of music you been listening to lately?
So I will say lately I've been trying to get more into the hardcore and punk stuff just because of I don't want to get into this, but I will just say just because of the social state of I think the world right now. I think
fair.
I think I think there's a
good way to
I think
put
there is
that.
a need for, with the way I see it, politics and art, especially music, are always intertwined. So I think there's a place right now, especially for that type of music, and hardcore and
For
punk
that
do
kind
it.
of need, yeah.
Hardcore and punk do it better than anyone. So I've been trying to get into Suicidal Tendencies, Dead Kennedys, Minor Threat. And a lot of these metal bands I really like because I'm a metalhead at heart have covers of old school punk bands. Metallica were big fans of the Misfits, so they covered them. Slayer has a whole album front to back that is covers of underground punk stuff, smaller bands. Another one I'm listening to right now is called Verbal Abuse. They don't really get that much recognition outside of those covers.
Right.
DRI. Like I said, just the hardcore and punk stuff. I'm always keeping my metal roots in rotation as well, and again, with I think the subject matter I like to listen to, I could see myself throwing a lot of my country western roots into. That's what I was raised on, is old school country music. I mean, just behind the camera right there, I have a Johnny Cash poster. I have a Highwaymen poster over there. It's what I was raised on. Took me until moving to college to appreciate it. But
I can vouch there are posters around, other than this Indiana Jones one right there. There's more posters.
There's so many in my office too. I just keep most of the music stuff out of here because it's all metal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'd say that's a niche of music that I kind of dip my toes into sometimes, but I'm not like fully in. But I do enjoy it, like listening to it a lot. But yeah. So Josh, I think we're gonna wind down into the end of the episode here.
Ooh, okay.
I don't know if you know this or not, but there's something I do on every single episode where I have my guest shout out my friend's dad, Chad Hankins. You want to give a quick little... You can be as creative as you want.
I'm trying to think.
You can be
off the cusp.
You can be as creative as you want. I'll give you a little second to think while I address two elephants in the room. For those of you who don't know, I mean for people who are watching it on the video, I have purple pop filters now on my mics. Oh my God, branding. And second thing, I just wanted to tell this story on the podcast for a second. That's not even a story. I just went and got a haircut today, and they cut it way shorter than I wanted them to. So like my hair is so short right now. It's not even that.
I feel like
bad.
that's a universal struggle amongst men.
Yeah, I just like the lady was really nice. She was really sweet, but she cut my hair so short, and I was like, nah. But yeah. All right, you want to give a quick little shout out?
You said Chad Hankins is his name?
Yep.
Take this as my formal endorsement for Chad Hankins for President of the United States 2028. Let's go.
All right.
That is not legally binding.
Yeah. But it's on the podcast. But
it's like saying in Minecraft after you say stuff.
In game. But yeah.
On Minecraft.
Josh, thanks so much for coming on.
Dude, thanks for having me. This has been, floated around for so long. It's nice to actually, bring it to fruition. It's nice to actually
do it. And it's nice to get an episode recorded. I haven't done one in an entire month because I was in a show and I just haven't had time. But yeah, Josh, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, keep an eye out for more episodes to come. Gonna get some fun guests lined up, some more people you haven't seen, some people you have seen.
I don't want to interrupt your outro, but now I'm curious. Has Chad ever been on the podcast?
He has. He did come on a long time ago whenever my mic setup was just a Yeti Blue USB mic that just went like in the center of the table. Yeah. So it sounded like it was like I was talking like from this far away. And like you couldn't it was bad. It was a good episode, but it was bad. I had him and his son on, and they told some very funny stories.
But he's got to have a platform for his presidential run now.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. But yeah. All right, well, thanks for coming to this episode of the Random Banter Podcast. This has been episode
74.
It's been a month, and I can't do it anymore. This has been episode 74. I'm your host, Ethan.
I'm Ethan's friend, Josh.
Yes. All right. Well,
I didn't realize I was part of the outro.
Yeah, I didn't tell you. Thanks for watching and listening. No matter what platform you're on, have a good day. I sounded like LA Beast there for a second. Have a good day. Anyway, bye.